Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Play.
Hello.
I'm here with Chris.
The resident Lord of the Rings expert.
The resident Lord of the Rings
Yes.
expert. I think we're orcs today. We ate everyone else. There's no one else here.
No. I shouldn't have eaten Michael.
We released our inner orc.
I regret that. Because now I'll never get to play a game with him again.
We're playing the new Lord of the Rings game. Chris knows about Lord of the Rings.
I don't want to anymore.
It's alright, Chris. In this game, we're not orcs. We are.
Oh, okay, good.
We are
Great.
the Fellowship of the something. We're not the Fellowship of the Ring.
No, we are some characters from it. We happen to have picked characters who were in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yes, that's right. There are, in fact, 6 characters available in this 1 to 5 player game. And 4 of them are members of... Well, no, 3 of them are members of the Fellowship. One of them's Bilbo.
This is Aragorn.
You might know him as Viggo Mortensen from the movie.
You might. This is Legolas, also known as Legolam.
It's that's the artist that sung "They're Taking the Hobbits to Isengard."
Have you got one for everyone? Let's see if you can do it for all of them. I've got one for Gimli. This is Gimli. Have you got one for Gimli? I got one.
So Gimli is the guy that he's the one that knows about bad dates.
I don't get that one. I was going to say he's in Indiana Jones' father, but
that was a quote from the actor who played him, who was in Indiana Jones. He wasn't Indiana Jones.
He's John Rhys Davies, doesn't he play?
No, Sean Connery's the dad. John Rhys Davies is Salah.
Oh yeah,
and that's
sorry, you're right. One wasn't going to work then.
So he says bad dates.
Okay, well, so yours was actually a better version of what I was trying to do. Great. Okay, well done. This is I got going.
Gimli, who also voiced Treebeard.
He did. John Rhys Davies voiced Treebeard.
No, Gimli did.
Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. This is Bilbo. Also known as... Can I make a dirty joke?
Yeah, maybe.
In Lord of the Rings, he's called Dildo Daggins.
I have read that.
And that's where Legoland came from as well.
I can't remember his job title in when he was working in that factory out of... I'm trying to make an Office reference, but I don't know the show.
Oh, Martin Freeman, yeah. Yeah. I suppose it's Martin Freeman era, isn't it?
He's also the robot that went insane in Alien.
And he also got a limp in the Iraq War. Sherlock, yeah. My favourite thing about that Sherlock show was the fact that because we'd when they made the show, we just had another war with Iraq. So it was great. Dr. Watson could still be coming home from the war in Iraq. It was perfect timing. I like to think the second Iraq War was just so the Sherlock BBC show could make sense.
Exactly right. That's right. Real life imitates art.
This is some guy no one cares about.
So that's... Oh god, we put the character cards away. Now I don't know these characters' names. That's... I think she's called Bevel. It might be Burval. She's a new character that's been made up for the...
Is she human?
For the game. She is human. Okay. And actually... The cool thing is we've got some flavor text on the back of these character cards.
In case someone doesn't know Lord of the Rings.
But also it gives you the flavor text of these characters, and they put a bit of thought into who they are, which is quite nice.
Good. Oh, this person's a harp, whoever this is.
This is Elena, an elf. That's all I know about her.
And she has a harp.
And she has a harp.
She's not Toriel. She's not Evangeline Lilly's character from the Hobbit movies. Because it's not based in the movies. So we should stop making our John Rhys Davies jokes and our Viggo Mortensen jokes. This is not based in the movies. Right,
this is based on the books.
Yeah. Presumably. I don't know what else it'd be based on. It's based on the Lord of the Rings IP, right? The font in the app isn't the movie font, so presumably it's not based on the movies.
Did FFG have the license for the movies?
I don't know. No,
I suppose that's a grey area because the Games Workshop hold the license for the miniatures games of the movies.
Yeah, Games Workshops clearly own the movie likenesses, clearly, right?
Yeah, but this is not a miniatures game. It's a board game that has some miniatures in it.
Yeah. It's difficult legal stuff that neither of us care about and it's really boring. So don't be a lawyer.
I'm Lego.
You are a brunette Orlando Bloom.
I'm a brunette Orlando Bloom.
Or black. He's dark haired in the books, isn't he, though? So.
I thought I was going to say where many elves of Mirkwood are skilled. Legolas is not. Outcast for being a bit derpy. Legolas wanders the world. Is
that going to be your role playing story?
Yeah, could I take a change? Like he tells everyone he's like a prince of Mirkwood, but actually he's just like a massive scrub. He's like the Mr. Magoo of elves. They had to get rid of him.
Yeah, well, there is a conspiracy. One could make a conspiracy theory that Legolas is just pretending the whole time.
Yeah, when Gimli's like, "I've killed 112 orcs," Legolas is like,
Final count.
I killed a bajillion million.
That's basically what he does, though, isn't it? He does get Gimli to give his number first.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he doesn't. That's a lie. Ignore that. Right, so what's your go on, give us your background.
Legolas excels with bow and blade, perceiving what others cannot, and moving without impediment or trace. Nevertheless, as a son to the king of the woodland realm, much of Legolas's life is overshadowed by the grandeur of his father, even as the kingdom shrinks before the darkness in the south. Where once the borders of Mirkwood were revered, now orcs, dwarves, and even stranger folk called hobbits travel. The world is in motion. Fueled by the spreading darkness, whether at home or abroad, Legolas stands ready to lend his superior talent and skill in the fight against the rising evil.
Can I just take a moment to shout out to whoever wrote this for actually putting the apostrophe after the S?
Yeah, I agree. That was very, very well spotted.
Yeah.
As someone whose name is Chris, you probably have.
Yeah,
have learned that rule. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that rule, and it bugs me a lot when it's not done correctly. So Aragorn is my character. We thought we'd be really boring and just play as the two best characters. Let's face it, they are the coolest characters.
Well, I started a solo campaign with Dildo and human from not the lore,
and that's why we're not doing this.
It didn't go well.
Although this is clearly a picture of him in the Prancing Pony being Strider. This is also set in the time when he was calling himself Strider.
Yeah, where's John Howe? I like John Howe. This is obviously not John Howe.
So Aragorn's background is, the Dunedain of the north were nearly destroyed. Although their number is few, they continue to watch and guard the lands that were once their kingdom. At their head is their chieftain Aragorn, descendant of Isildur, a man destined for greatness. The prophecies and lineage serve him little in this time, however. Bloodlines cannot stop a foe's blade, and songs of future glory do not feed one's people. Though years of peace and prosperity may come, there are no such years. What?
These are no such years.
It's at such a distance that it's really hard to read this italic writing at this angle.
It's like, why is it all italic? Come on, man.
Now is a time of trials, hardship, and survival. New dangers threaten the north in ever greater numbers. Huh. New dangers. Oh yeah, because dangers is plural. That makes sense. And darker years are yet to come.
So it sounds like this is at some point leading up to the beginning of the events of Lord of the Rings, but not there yet.
It must be. It's in the 60 years, I think, between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, right? It must be, because otherwise Bilbo wouldn't be off adventuring.
Although Gimli's here for some reason.
Well, Gimli would have been alive. Yeah, because Gimli was alive at the time of The Hobbit. Dwarves live longer.
Yeah, but Gimli definitely didn't know Legolas.
No,
before the events of Lord of the Rings.
No, certainly not.
It does say in the rulebook, don't play Gimli with Legolas because it's non-canonical.
Does it actually say that?
No, but I wish it did.
Oh, he's so weird. You're like, we have non-canonical characters, but don't play Gimli with Legolas.
Look, the game goes up to 5, but we gave you 6 because you can't play Gimli with Legolas. So we had to invent Elena. She's the elf stand-in for when Gimli's there. So now is the bit where I do my duty. If you just dropped by to see what the player minis looked like, we've got you covered. But there is only one campaign out for this game at the moment, which we are now going to play. So if you want to avoid spoilers, this is your fair warning. We will be spoiling. I've already actually played a few missions, so I will tell you that there is plenty to be gained by watching. This will not, I think, sufficiently detract from your enjoyment, but it just depends how you feel about these things. Mm-hmm. So if you prefer to go away and play it first and come back and see what we do later, that's awesome. I'd be super happy you'd like to come back and join us. But, we can't avoid spoilers at this point. But I did the first mission already, and I still feel like there's plenty more for me to discover doing it again with different characters.
Good PSA.
So here we go, new game. There we go. Bones of Arnor. This is the only campaign. But I suspect there will be a lot more.
Almost certainly.
Of this in the future.
So it's like difficulty. Oh, do you want to read the Bones of Arnor?
Oh, yeah, I definitely should do that. Ancient kingdoms once spanned the realm of Arnor, kingdoms that now lie in ruin. The free people who still inhabit these lands are scattered, simple and few. Beyond their poorly patrolled borders, an unknown darkness gathers, and only a small band of ostracized rangers has taken notice of the threat. Halbarad, captain of the Northern Watch, requests your aid. A shadow is within the borders. Forces gather outside the rangers' reach, and tales of unquieted dead begin to circulate anew. Isn't Arnor where Benedict Cumberbatch lives? Or am I making that up?
Oh, you mean the Necromancer? No, that's Mirkwood. Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur, south of Mirkwood.
You're correct, and I'm a fool. So the question is, do we want to play against... This is obviously Sauron.
That's meant to be the Balrog. Because he has a whip of shadow and flame.
See, I told you it was the Balrog, but now that I've seen it, it looks more like Sauron. But I guess that's because I'm used to the Balrog from the movies.
The Balrog in the book is just described as having being a thing of shadow and flame. He doesn't have wings. He said the shadow rises like two wings. It doesn't say he has wings, but it was just poetic interpretation, right?
Exactly.
A flaming sword and a flaming whip, and even if you look behind. There are two things that look like shadows, which are sort of wing-like. That looks like a reasonably accurate depiction of the book's description of the Balrog.
Excellent.
So, I think that's a Balrog.
I agree. I did say Balrog, and then I changed my mind.
Orc or Balrog. That's one hell of a difference.
Isn't it?
Difficulty. So you're going to face an orc with... Granted, he's got two swords. He looks big. Or you're going to face...
also, he's wearing swords on his knees and shoulders as well, so that's really more than two.
Still, it's a Balrog or Durin's Bane. Which would you, I mean...
Well, this is Journey as a Fellowship facing the challenges of Middle-earth.
Okay.
And this says, deadly challenges and enemies await over every hill. And I'm like, I don't want to spend every movement fighting, so let's maybe just go with
I have spent the last few weeks playing Sekiro, so I'm like, I've gotten good.
Well,
it's your call, man.
I'm going to go with normal, just on the count of the...
Let the record show I was pushing for hard.
Let the record show that
he's hesitating because he feels embarrassed now.
No, I'm hesitating because I would like to pick hard, actually. I'd be well up for hard, but my concern is that we're going to spend 9 episodes doing nothing but fighting enemies.
And everyone's going to get really cross with us. Okay.
So in the interest of keeping the story moving forward and maximizing the spoilers you're exposed to, we'll pick normal. There's Hufflepuff. That's my other campaign. With, does it tell me her name? No, it doesn't. Alright.
That's cool. Alright, so pick our characters.
You've got arrows here for the future when more characters are released, but at the moment, there's nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Beravor is her name.
Beravor. You said something like that.
I think I almost said it.
Aragorn and Legolas.
So now we can select starting items. And these are the recommended starting ones, which we've actually already put out. But we were discussing the possibility of Chris giving up his banner for perhaps a dagger or for a dagger.
How often are we going to... So I have Pierce. How often, though... Yes,
you could also have the staff.
How often are we going to rest or guard? I mean, getting inspirations... A free inspiration is pretty cool. But how often are we going to rest or guard?
A free inspiration is pretty cool, but... I don't know what our cards actually do. I had 2 heroes and 1 card out of 30 that had guard on it. Between
how often do you rest? Is rest?
I know Bilbo had 1 card that allowed rest, and that was it.
Presumably, as a banner is a starting item for Aragorn, he presumably has a decent number of rests and guards. Presumably. Otherwise, they wouldn't give it to him as a starting item.
That makes sense, logically, but I feel like it might be sort of like one of those things that you sort of level into. There is some progression in this game.
So do you want to go with the dagger since we have the pierce option? Or
I really like the dagger because it allows you to pierce. And because when you dual wield, what you can do is activate combat results on both weapons. You could activate the pierce on the dagger.
You can dual wield both weapons?
Yes, you could activate the pierce damage on the dagger, and then it would also apply to the sword.
I'm now doing that because I love dual wielding in RPGs.
So
also, the character Aragorn's miniature is depicted as having a dagger and a sword.
Yeah. But I just the armor in this game, it will be useful to undercut the armor.
And now we're being really different, and we're not taking the starting equipment because we're pros, man. We're pros.
Pros playing on orc mode.
Let it be. Right. Let the record show.
So, what is our party name?
Team No Fear.
Team No Fear.
Sorry, hashtag Team No Fear. No, hashtag Team No Fear, not Team hashtag No Fear. God damn it. I like the way you actually put in the hashtag. That amused me more than it should have done. Hope you're ready to read. You got to do all the reading because over there. Oh, we don't have to read. It's reading ourselves.
We can feel it, but it is a darkness that rises slowly. It dwells among us, masked and unobtrusive. One must be paranoid to know it's there, to notice, hunt, and root it out. In recent months, a rash of thefts have swept through Eriador, from the white towers of Emin-Berian to the old ruins of Weathertop. Not 2 weeks past, many of the older treasures of the Shire's Madam House disappeared into the night. The significance of these thefts may seem small, but I sense the shadows. I fear sinister and hidden. So I have called for your aid.
I'm not sure the viewers could have heard that. Are you recording audio from or just?
I don't think I'm recording audio on the laptop. I think I've only got the microphone, so...
We'll find out.
What fucking Weathertop! That's where they go in Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god!
That's cool.
That's so, yeah, okay.
So fucking Middle-earth.
So Middle-earth. There's a map in Middle-earth. Look how Middle-earth it is.
Fucking...
Chapter 1, A Shadow in Eriador.
Eriador's here.
It is.
That's what, near the Shire and Bree and stuff.
True that.
The theft of the Madam House is the talk of the Shire, for seldom do the Shire folk play a role in the larger world, and so these events seem small as a hobbit. But one small fellowship has gathered together to seek out these brigands.
We haven't got a hobbit.
It's fucking team best friends Aragorn and Legolas. Save and quit.
Besties! What do you say? Save and quit. Besties!
So we're in the South Downs at the moment. Alright, so now we're going to pick a role. We've decided to go with our standard roles, which has Aragorn as a captain,
I am a
and
capitan.
Legolas as a hunter.
You are huntejo.
Yeah.
Capitano. I am assembling fellowship. That's somewhere amid this maze of dark thickets and steep gullies, the band of thieves now hides. Your direction is informed by a set of tracks from 2 days ago, and you can only guess the location of the thieves' lair. Apostrophe done correctly again. Proofreader for this was spot on.
So now we get 302A. I've made a good way of doing this. So the fog of what I really like about this, which they didn't do in Mansions, is that they've put this fog of war on the table, which actually is literally only here. Sorry, fog of war here in the app, and that's literally only here to show you where the direction this is going to expand from. So I can actually rotate this now.
That's cool.
To sort of suit our table space. And that means that we will actually sort of put it like this.
See what you mean. Oh, that's
so we'll be growing out here on our table.
That's really cool. I like that. It's
actually a nice sort of thing that they've done there.
Yeah, that's sweet. What's this?
That's the weakness deck. We forgot to do that. We should do that now. So we're both going to get a random weakness now. All the weaknesses are the same, but it's going to tell us what, at this point in their lives, Aragorn and Legolas are dealing with. So, personal issues. Shall I go first?
You go first.
All right, so Legolas' personal issue, and this is, he's being followed. I guess Gollum thinks that I have the ring or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yes, because...
Is there a possible canonical reason for that?
Because he's backtracking. He's backtracking Bilbo's steps Or wait, hang on. In the Hobbit, did they go to Mirkwood before or after? They go to Mirkwood afterwards. He followed Bilbo out of the cave.
Out of the Misty Mountains.
Into Mirkwood when the elves escaped, to help the dwarves and Bilbo escaping the barrels down the river, and Gollum saw Legolas and interact with a barrel, and was like, he must have the ring. Yeah.
Justified.
Yeah.
Alright, let's find out what Aragorn's got going on.
Okay. Are you shuffling?
Yeah, I'm shuffling it into the deck.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to shuffle this again. There, I don't want the one after your one. I am being watched.
Oh boy.
So we followed and watched. Well, this makes perfect canonical sense because, of course, Sauron knows that Aragorn, or that the little-known Ranger Strider, is actually the heir to Isildur. So that makes perfect sense, actually.
And will become...
Oh, King Elisar.
King Elisar.
One day.
One day.
Fun fact, if you actually listen, if you watch the scene where Aragorn is walking slowly towards the Black Gate in The Return of the King, you can actually just about make out whoever the voice actor for Sauron is whispering Elisar.
There you go. Don't say we never taught you anything. Alright, so we've got to find the hideout by dark, which I think is a thematic way of saying find it before the threat bar fills up, which is the thing along the top.
Yeah.
So we're going to now put Legolas and Aragorn here into this space.
Best buddies.
Best buddies. And we are going to begin the game by scouting 2, which means we're going to draw 2 cards off this deck and decide if we want to prepare one.
Do we put a T-Bop here?
That'll come in time.
Oh, okay.
But no, because we're already on this.
Oh, come on!
Did you get watched?
Yeah.
You draw one more, huh? But now that's good, because now you can actually bottom deck it.
Right.
What you could also do is prepare it.
Yeah.
And the reason you'd prepare it is because then it'd be out of your deck.
So it's just going to waste a slot,
It'll waste a slot, but it won't come up again.
Okay.
I've not got that. But I have got Precise Strike, which is kind of awesome. I can just discard that to add 3 hits to a combat. I've also got Clever Wit, which is a basic card. There's one for each stat, and this just allows me to add 1 to a wit check when I make a wit check. But I think I'll take Precise Strike so that I can murder some people.
The one I have potentially is Time of Need. When you test, if you do not reveal any successes,
symbols,
you may discard the skill to convert all
of the leaves to
leaves to success. That sounds really good.
That is really good. It's more useful with itself, but that's the price you pay.
Because it has, but I'm sure I have other doubles. I'm going to put this at the bottom.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. So we've scouted 2 cards. Alright, so now we're going to put an exploration token in our space. This is an old tree, far above the rest. Now, here's something interesting. This tree wasn't here when I played this mission last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they've added some element of board randomization to this.
That's really good. I like that.
An old tree stands far above the rest, some ancient power feeding its twisted roots. This is also new. A book with a thick grey binding has been discarded on the ground in this space. Alright, so now we're putting out 100A, like this.
And another.
We've got some.
In the distance, a group of ragtag. Is it ragtag individuals? Close the doors of a stone tomb. Could this be your quarry? The thieves you're looking for.
Let's immediately murder them, and then we'll find out for sure.
Oh wow, we got a lot more going on here. So this is. Where's this approaching from? Up here, is it?
Yeah, like this.
Oh, this is the weakness. We don't need these anymore.
We don't need those. We might be instructed to put more in our deck during the adventure. And that one should have these bad boys on it. It will.
Riveting stuff.
So here's some interesting. This board layout is actually different to the board layout I played with last time.
Cool.
So they've actually got quite a lot of randomization into this already.
I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah, it's actually...
You don't know just what's... You're not going to be able to just say, oh, to do this, because I know what's coming around this door. That's good.
Exactly. I also like that. So we've got some exploration tokens out. And now, pausing to tighten your boots and adjust the weight of your gear, you take a breath before continuing on. Each hero tests spirit, and if we get 1 success, then you gain an inspiration.
So I have 2 spirit, and you also 2 spirit.
So I'll go first, and I've got... Hey, so that's my success symbol there on light-footed, which means I get to have 1 inspiration token down here on the character board. And these will go into a discard pile.
So I shall now take mine in the same spot as you. Uh-oh. Yay.
So,
exactly the same as you. Uh-oh and yay. My Strider. Of course Strider worked.
Wow. Strike 3 and guard 2. That's an excellent card.
Oh well, it's gone now, for the time being.
Here is an inspiration for you, sir.
Thank you. I am feeling mildly inspired. But not too inspired, but mildly inspired. Okay, well, sweet.
I would love to sit around looking at this magical tree in this book, but I think the first thing we should do is just go and murder those guards. It's our objective.
I might climb the tree, I'll see.
Well, if I know anything about this kind of thing, there's a very good chance if we don't go and confront them straight away, they'll just leave. But
we'll see. So, do you go first? Is there a turn order?
In that
sense?
One of us will go first. We can choose who, but they must complete their entire turn before the other player can act.
Got you. Okay.
That's my understanding. So, you do as you will. If you confront the thieves and they somehow become aggressive, I can shoot them from here.
That's true. So, should I run in there then?
I would condone that course of action.
Oh, hang on. You're 2 spaces away.
No, because they're touching at the bottom.
Oh, correct. They are. You're so clever. Alright, so I can just go there. And I interrupt my movement action of up to 2 spaces to take an interact action.
Exactly right. So we click on this token. So the 3 options here with arrows are actions.
Yeah, and cancel is cancel.
Yeah. So what that means is it's essentially telling you that you can sort of investigate this token without necessarily committing to an action.
So you should read this to me as it's happening to me.
You note the garb mimics that of Brelanders, but their accents are varied. These are not merely local riffraff. You pause and consider what is the best approach. So you can say, "Well met, friends. Step away from the tomb, or else." And you can sneak up and eavesdrop.
I'm going to sneak up and eavesdrop.
All right.
I'm imagining it's going to be an agility test, but we'll find out.
That is test agility. Exactly right. Slinking behind a tree, you attempt to get close enough to overhear their conversation.
Okay.
And you'll note that we were not given a test number on this, so we don't know what Chris needs to succeed. Sorry, Aragorn.
We've lost 1 success so far.
Oh, another Strider card.
Okay.
Is it just agility too?
Yeah.
Oh, Aragorn. I thought you were a ranger.
Well, I think it's because they want to really highlight how good Legolas is, right?
Yeah.
So I could...
You could spend an inspiration.
I could spend my inspiration. What do you think? Do you have an opinion?
I think that
one will be enough not to be seen, but I might not hear anything, maybe.
I suspect that 1 is not going to be enough.
Boy, just based on previous play?
Yeah, based on my sort of previous plays of this and Mansions.
Sod it, go on, I'll do it. I'll use my 1. Go on.
2 is my comfort level. Like, if I've got 2, I usually feel comfortable that I've passed, unless it's a very difficult check.
Sure. I mean, yeah, look, I'm happy to do this. Let's go for it. Because I have this card.
The ruffians are tense, but you overhear them discuss plans to loot 3 other ruins in the area before returning to their lair. Suddenly a crow shrieks and a bandit hisses. Quiet, we have guests. You hear blades drawn and footsteps growing closer. Become hidden, and then discard this person token.
Oh, so they've gone, I didn't fight them.
So that's one of your steps. Oh, I think it's coming now.
Hang on, so I'm hidden now. Hidden says, if you are attacked before you test, prevent all damage and discard this boon.
Mm-hmm.
When you attack, you may discard this boon to add 1 success.
Yeah. So hidden allows you to either sort of do a little ambush when you attack, or if you're being attacked, you can prevent all physical damage in the first round, which is excellent. Right. So now we're gonna get some ruffians. The enemy shows no sign of mercy, nor any inclination that they will accept the same in return. With malice in their eyes, they raise their weapons ready to defend what they have stolen.
I wonder if I would have got 1 success, I just wouldn't have gotten hidden. They'd have just, whacked me.
Entirely possible, yeah.
It's cool. I like the uncertainty of what would have happened if we had 1 or 3 success. I don't know.
Updated. Defeat the ruffians.
Okay.
Alright, well, So you've got 1 movement left. But because they're readied, if you try to leave that space, they will get an attack against you.
How do you know they're readied?
Because this isn't grayed out.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I won't really. I'll whack them, right?
Well, you're all out of stuff to do, so it's actually my turn.
How am I back? What?
Well, because you moved 1,
I interacted,
and then you interacted.
Oh, so I could move out, but then they'll just whack me, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's really worth you moving out because they'll just come in here next turn anyway.
Exactly. I'll just stay there.
So I'm hoping I can just murder them all from here. But we'll find out. I'm Legolas after all, so let me prove why I'm that man.
Okay.
Do I even have enough damage to murder them all? No, because they have 10 hit points and my max... Oh, actually, if I get enough, I could do it.
If you get really lucky.
I'd have to be really lucky, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the great bow at those two guys, and because it's got
don't shoot the great bow at them. Shoot some arrows using the great bow.
Oh, what I do is I actually...
You were right.
I bend the arrow back and I ping the bow at them with it.
You were right when you said Legolas was a total failure.
the Magoo of the what is it, the Western Elves?
I'm not happy with... What's the Western Elves?
Are they called the Western Elves?
No, that doesn't exist. He's part of the He's from Mirkwood.
Yeah, but in the... It's on the board in the War of the Ring. They're called like the Western Realm or something.
No.
Elves of the Western Realm.
I mean, all elves are from the West, ultimately.
Right, but there's the 4 factions, right? There's Rivendell, there's Lothlorien, there's...
Mirkwood,
right. And then there's, I think, also... to be...
Different game.
Anyway.
We spent Thursday night all night... No, Friday night. Sorry, Wednesday night all night playing War of the Ring 2nd edition on Tabletop Simulator. This is why this is fresh in his mind. What you said? He won despite having no... whatever. Play the game.
This is the range symbol, so I can attack from nearby things. So it's adjacent space.
That's why we're playing a cooperative Lord of the Rings game. We're not allowed to play competitive Lord of the Rings games anymore.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to attack.
Yep.
And...
So you gotta take an agility test, I see.
Exactly. Right? So I've got 4 agility cards here, and what I need is 3 successes.
You're good at attacking. Oh, you have 3 successes to hit?
No, I need 3 successes to activate all 7 damage, and then I can add 3 more damage with the precise strike, which gives me the 10 I need to kill both guys. But we'll have to see if it happens.
Well, you have 1 inspiration.
I do, so fingers crossed.
I just realised we didn't use my scout ability. We should have done 3 cards.
When we scouted. We'll remember to do it next time.
Go on, do it. Do it!
Okay, so I've got 1...
It's crap.
Crap. Okay, so I've got no successes.
You draw 4 cards, though.
Oh, I do. Wow.
Weakness.
That is actually appalling. Gollum just like, he just jumps out of a bush, he's like, miss it!
Yeah. He's like, miss!
Legolas is like, ping! Damn!
Why would you do that? God damn it, Gollum.
Right, he's not actually the Mr. Magoo. It's just that Gollum's there constantly messing everything up so people think he is. He's actually great, but Gollum's just screwing everything up, trolling him. So I've got literally no successes. It's uber crap.
But got rid of all of them, so maybe next...
No, because they'll be shuffled back in.
You can do a second attack.
Right, so I could actually do 2 actions, one of which could be another attack. So
I say just get rid of those, get rid of those 4 cards out of the way, and just put in this card pile.
Well, what I could do is I could do 5 damage right now and just kill a guy straight up.
Yeah, cool. Then you only need... Yeah, do that.
So what I'll do then is I'll spend the inspiration to add 1 success, which is 2 hits here on my bow.
Right.
And then I'll use the precise strike, which adds strike 3 to the attack, which is 3 more hits.
Perfect.
Total of 5.
They have no armor. He's dead.
They have no armor, so he's dead.
Sorry,
so we
just
put that in here and apply. Apply 5 hits. Yes! Look at that. I drew no successes and still killed a man.
That's pretty impressive. Remove 1 ruffian. I'm way ahead of you, App.
If they were more skilled. Can the enemy attack?
Not true. Yeah. Oh, will hit me.
That's an interesting question because I don't know the answer to... No, they cannot attack me, but they can attack you.
Possibly. Well, maybe this is something we should check. And then we can continue tomorrow on Race Day.
That sounds like a good idea. So we'll be back tomorrow to resolve whether or not the ruffians attack Aragorn, my second attack, and then more adventures in Middle-earth.
So maybe he got me killed. We'll find out tomorrow.
The Magoo of Mirkwood strikes again.
Come on, Legolas, why are you here?
Thanks for coming on this journey with us, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. God damn you, Legolas. He's just like, he's basically a child that Aragorn has to look after.
Aragorn's Legolas is his keeper, like his chaperone.